LeilaFox. In today's video, we're going to talk about the brand new April fusion for Underpriest Brogni. The fusion starts today. I know there was a bunch of misinformation thinking that the fusion starts tomorrow, that maybe it starts over the weekend, and that's not the case. The fusion starts today, April 13th, and it's going to be a little different. This time around, you do have to still summon 4 epics, but the 4 epics are going to have to come from fragments. So this is a little bit of a newer format, adding in the fragment fusions that we're used to along with the traditional fusion. So let's check out the new champs that are needed to fuse Underpriest Brogni. The April fusion champs have been released. The fusion starts April 13th, and it's going to be a little different than what we've done in the past. We already know that the legendary in this fusion is going to be Underpriest Brogni, but what is new this time around is it's going to be 4 epics, and you have to collect fragments for each of the epics. So this time around, there's going to be no rares. It's 4 epics, collect fragments to be able to get Underpriest Brogni. So let's take a look at Underpriest Brogni for those of you that have not seen his kit or need a refresher. Let's take a look at a brand new Shadowkin legendary and 4 epics. So Underpriest Brogni, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited for this guy. I'm really excited. I need him. I'm going for him. I know he's going to be able to help me in my dwarf faction wars. So Underpriest Brogni is a legendary dwarf. He's also magic affinity and he's a support type. His A1 is called Deep Crystal Scourge. Attacks an enemy, has a 45% chance of placing HP burn. A2 is called Caverns Grasp. Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of removing a random debuff from all enemies. Also has a 75% chance of removing a random debuff from allies. Increases the value of shield buffs on all allies by 30% of damage inflicted. Resilient Glow is his A3. Places a block buffs and a 50% increased attack on all allies. Also places a shield on all allies for 2 turns, equal to 30% of champions' max HP, and the shield buff cannot be removed. His passive is called Stonewall. Whenever an ally under a shield buff is attacked, reflects 25% of the damage inflicted on the shield back to the attacker. Also heals the ally by 25% of damage inflicted on the shield. If there's multiple champs in the team with the skill, only one will be active, and his auras increases ally resistance and Doom Tower by 60. So he looks like a really, really good champ for dungeons. He looks like he's very, very useful for Doom Tower and also for faction wars. So myself personally, I'm excited to get him and I will be going for him. I would love to know what you guys think if you're going to be trying to go for Underpriest Brogni as well. All right, next champ. This is a brand new legendary. Shadowkin legendary. Riho Bonespear. She's a legendary void support for Shadowkin. Now what's nice is we don't have a legendary void for Shadowkin yet, so she's going to be the first one. And she looks pretty cool. She looks really, really nice. Her A1 is called Absorption. Attacks an enemy. Places a 15% continuous heal on the ally with the lowest HP for 1 turn. Also places a 7.5% continuous heal on all allies with 30% HP or less for 1 turn. Pressure Points. Places a stun debuff on a target enemy for 1 turn, as well as HP burn. A 60% decreased defense, a 25% weaken, a 50% decreased attack, and a 30% decreased crit rate, then attacks the target. She looks great. She's gonna be fun. Perfect Body. Removes all debuffs from allies, then places a block debuffs buff on them for 2 turns. Also heals all allies by 35% of their max HP and by a further 5% for each debuff removed from them. Now her passive is called Reflects. When receiving any debuff, instantly transfers them from this champion to the attacker. Will not transfer debuffs that cannot be removed. And her auras increases ally attack and faction war crypts by 42%. I know, she looks really, really cool. That's a really nice aura for faction war crypts. It's gonna be nice when we get the faction wars. think she's the one that most people are pretty excited about. All right, so let's get into the 4 epics. Here we go. So the first one is called Fenshi. Fenshi is an epic force attack a Shadowkin champ, okay? A1 is called Hate Blades. Attacks the enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a decreased speed. A2 is Nowhere to Run. Attacks the enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing the turn meter. And A3 is called Killer's Bile. Attacks the enemy 2 times. Each hit places a poison. Ignores 10% of target's defense for each poison debuff on the target. So he looks really cool too. He has a nice kit, but holy heck does he like to read. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 books. More than the Legos. 15 books. So he really, really likes to read. Next one, we have Giscard the Sigiled. All right, so this champ is an epic Bannerlord, a spirit defense type champ. A1 is called Foebreaker. Attacks an enemy, 50% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack. A2 is called Lion's Roar. Attacks all enemies. Has a 50% chance of placing a Provoke. Also places a shield on this champion equal to 25% of max HP. A3 is called Field Strength, places a 60% increased defense and 50% increased attack on all allies, which is really nice here. Passive is called Egotist. Fills his champion's turn rate by 15% whenever they are attacked by an enemy under Provoke or Increase attack. And the auras increases ally defense and faction war crypts by 27%. So again, he looks like a good champ. Looks like a good champ. They did change him. They did make some changes after he was tested. Now, what they said for changes, his Lion's Roar is gonna have a cooldown of 3 turns when maxed out, and his passive skill Egotist fills the turn meter by 15%. So I think that was already here though. It's just this that got changed to 3. Next we have Skimfos the Consumed. Epic Void Demon Spawn champ. Growing Hunger. Attacks enemy 2 times. The first hit has a 35% chance of placing decreased speed. The second hit has a 35% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. Clutch of Woe. Attacks all enemies. Has a 75% chance of placing decreased attack. After attacking, transfers all debuffs except Stun, Freeze, Sleep, Fear, True Fear, Provoke from all allies to this champ. A3 is called Curse Bearer. Transfers all debuffs from this champion to a target enemy, then attacks the target. Steals 100% of the target's turn meter if this attack is a crit. Passive. Heals this champion by 5% of max HP for each debuff on them at the start of each turn. If this champion's under 4 or more debuffs at the start of the turn, places a 50% increased attack buff and a 30% increased crit damage on this champion for 2 turns. Increases ally attack in the Dew Tower by 30%. So, what this tells me, the Dew Tower must be a new piece of content that they're going to give us. Oh no, not the Doo-Doo Tower. Womp, 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 womp. So chat, we know that they mean increase ally attack in the Doom Tower. Mordecai is the last epic. Force Support Sacred Order. Purgatory is the A1. Attacks an enemy, has a 30% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. Has a 60% chance instead if the target's under HP burn. Time's Undoing has a 75% chance of decreasing the turn meter of all enemies by 15% and fills the turn meter of allies by 15 instead. Heavenly Flames has a 75% chance of placing HP burn on all enemies for 2 turns and places a 50% increased attack buff on allies, and the auras increases ally accuracy in all battles by 40. I would love to know what you guys think. I would love to know, what do you guys think? Do you like these champs? We're probably gonna have to use the 4 champs here to fuse Underpriest Brogni. Do you think it's worth it? Would you rather keep the epics over Underpriest Brogni, or would you want all of them? And what do you guys think of the new Shadowkin Lego here, Riho Bonespear? I would love to know what you guys think. Leave me some feedback. And let me know, are you guys excited for this new fusion? And again, this is gonna be a new fusion type where we have to get 4 epics, collect their fragments, and then be able to summon the legendary. So I guess depending on how this goes, it helps to kind of shape what these fusion events could look like in the future for us too.